Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a flip through of my Erin Condren planner for the entirety of last year, which is basically just the very end of June through December, because I only started planning at the end of June. So it's basically a 6-month flip through. Alright, so let's get into it. So I actually started at the beginning of this planner because I bought it like a month ahead of time. I had to wait for when this planner started. So I started on the first week it was available. And this is my July monthly. I think it's called Lush from Plannerology Studio. This was back when I was still doing notes pages. I stopped after a few months, but yeah, I got really into it. I put all the stuff that I was, reading and watching at the time, to-dos, spending. I had a lot of trackers going on here, and then some just highlights at the top. So I got really into it. And then here is the monthly spread. So this is called Nautical by Design Lovely Studio, and I really love this. Kind of the red, white, and blue is very reminiscent of the 4th of July, which is in this month. And I had a lot going on this month, so I was able to really fill it in, and I'm really happy with how that turned out. So the highlights for this month were that my boyfriend came to visit. He was not my boyfriend before he came to visit, but he was after. He was after he left. So that was a really fun trip. And then also I had my very last class for college going on this month, which was French. It was the last class I needed to graduate, and it was an online class, so it started in July, ended in August. So the first spread I ever did was the last week of June, and then the first week of July. I was really glad that July started on a Sunday so that I could start this a week earlier. So yeah, this was back when I was doing no white space, which I did for a really long time. I only just started doing white space. So I was using the heart checklists, which I kind of stopped using. And yeah, I was just really trying to fill the space. I think I did a pretty good job with that. Like, I'm pretty proud of this as my first spread. I don't think it looks terrible. So this kit was Beachy by Planning Inspired. I think it's the only kit I've actually used from her so far. I should check out her shop again. So what went on this week was pet sitting. I pet sat for Roxy, who was one of my favorite dogs to pet sit. She was really great, really nice, didn't require too much. I also started the, no, I didn't start, but I did more of the squat challenge from Blogilates. I like her challenges a lot. I'm currently doing one right now, actually, which I'll tell you about later. But yeah, I made these cute little stickers to keep track of that each day. And I also went to Six Flags this week with my friends. We road tripped up to San Antonio. This was back when I was living in the Woodlands, Texas. So yeah, we drove several hours to get to San Antonio and went to Six Flags, and it was really fun. It was kind of a hot day, but it was also overcast, so it wasn't terrible. It was really fun. It was my first time going there. And then I got Dairy Queen on the way back, and that was excellent. I love Dairy Queen blizzards. So next is 4th of July week, and this kit is, I think, called the 4th of July by Bling Bling Planner. So what happened here? Here is when I started tracking my headaches, because apparently I was getting a lot these weeks. I stopped doing that later once I stopped getting headaches as often, but apparently it was bad enough that I had to track it for these spreads. So what else? I also filmed my first video this week, my first plan with me for the previous week. So yeah, well, it wasn't my first YouTube video, because I think I did an unboxing video for this planner, but it was my first plan with me, so. And that was before I was doing voiceovers, so it was like really long. But that was pretty exciting. I also started designing stickers for my shop this week. So that was kind of fun. I don't think I started. I think I had been doing it before I started planning, before my planner arrived, but now I have the planner, so I could kind of figure out what stickers I wanted to go into it. And like I could figure out the sizing and all that. Obviously, 4th of July was this week. We didn't do too much on the 4th of July. We went to see The Incredibles, I guess. Actually, I don't think we went to see it. I think that I like watched that on my own. I don't think that was Incredibles 2. I think that was like the next week. Yeah, that was the next week that we saw Incredibles 2. So I was just watching the first one again so I could prepare myself for the next one. The only thing we really did for the 4th of July is the night before we always go to the Houston Symphony performance in the Woodlands, because they always do a bunch of classical music that's like very patriotic and like other fun stuff. So that's our kind of yearly tradition, or it was when I lived there with my parents. And also this week we saw Ant-Man and the Wasp, which was really good. I thought it was as good as the first one. So next is a kit called Back to School, also by Bling Bling Planner. So I had lots of class stuff going on this week, which is kind of why I used it. So my French work started and everything. What else? I placed my first Scribble Prints Co. order, which was really exciting. Got hooked on that shop. I did some reading and watched some more movies. I'm a big movie buff, so I like watching lots of movies. Let me see. We did see The Incredibles 2, which was really good. It was an amazing sequel. Definitely would recommend that. So that's kind of it for that week. Next is, oh yes, this is one of my favorite spreads ever. It's called Love Sweet Love by Paper and Gumption. That's what the kit is. And I used this because this was the week that my now boyfriend came to visit. So we spent, I think, only 2 days together this week, possibly, or like 2.5, and then 1 the next week. Because he had to see his other friends too. Like, he wasn't coming to visit me, but we did hang out when he came. So we did lots of stuff. We went to the zoo and the museum on the same day, and we went out for sushi for lunch, which was really great. That was like one of our best days ever. And then on Friday, I got us a hotel room so we could just kind of chill and watch movies and shows. We watched Pirates of the Caribbean 3, which is my favorite Pirates of the Caribbean movie, one of my favorite movies of all time, and I had to share that with him. And then, let's see, so then Saturday was my friend Ryan's birthday, so we went out for Indian food for dinner. We got like a bunch of us together, a bunch of our friend group, and we played video games, so that was super fun. And yeah, that is kind of it for that week. And then July 23rd through the 29th, this kit is Summer Charm by Isha B. Prince. And so this was the day that my boyfriend left, which was Monday. So I gave him his belated birthday gift before he left, because I didn't actually see him on his birthday, which was the 17th. He spent that with his other friends, but I gave him his birthday on Monday, which was a kind of a tea box, a sampler, because we both like to drink tea, so it made sense to do that, and he really liked it. So he left, and what else happened? So we had Aiden over for dinner. He's one of my friends in our friend group. My mom really likes him, so we have him for dinner a lot. I did my first new releases this week in my Etsy shop, so that was really exciting. And I also got sick this week with some strep-like illness, which it didn't turn out to be strep, and I'm still not entirely sure what it was. So that's that week. And then here's the notes page for, what month even is this? August? I guess it's my August notes page. I just used a continuation of this one, just the leftover stickers. So again, lots of trackers. This was a big travel month, so I had to mark down that. So let's get into August. The monthly kit was called Swan Moon from Plannerology Studio. She has a lot of great freebie kits for each month. This one was actually paid, but later I use a lot of her freebies. But I just love this art, so I had to use it. It kind of looks like an empty month, but it really wasn't, because I pre-planned my monthlies, or at least I did until now when I'm filming it, which is January. But yeah, I pre-planned it, so like I didn't have stuff for every single day, but I had washi, Simply Gilded washi for where I traveled, which I did a lot this week. This month. I went to North Carolina and Fayetteville. I graduated officially, and my friend Aiden left to go back to school because I graduated a year early, so all my other friends have a year, so they're in their last year right now. Alright, so let's get into the weekly spreads. So this is the first week of August. The kit is called Apricot Butterflies by Pink Pixel Graphics. This was kind of my first spread where I incorporated some white space. This wasn't like how I do it now, which is a lot nicer looking, I think, but I used white space checklists because that's what the kit came with. I guess that's really the only white space in here, but it definitely looks a lot emptier. So what else kind of happened this week? I played lots of Minecraft. I was getting really into that. I watched The Ritual, which is a horror movie that's like one of my favorites. I watched that for the first time, but I really liked it. This was the day I hung out with Aiden before he left, so we cooked pasta that night and watched that movie, and it was really fun. Had a dentist appointment. I feel like really messed up my teeth this month, so I had a lot of dentist appointments. Yeah, I think that is everything of note for this week. Not a ton. Okay, so then this next week is called Graduation by Be a Beautiful Planning. I really love this kit. These colors are like so unique. I love the shade of blue. Like I don't even know what shade it is, but I love that shade of blue. So August 8th was my last day of classwork. So after that, I just had to wait for my graduation confirmation of my diploma and everything. So that was really exciting to graduate from college with a degree in English literature, in case you're curious. That I'm probably not going to be able to do anything with, but we'll see. So Aiden left this week, so we had a goodbye party for him on Monday. And I started tracking dreams this week. I've mentioned it in previous videos, but I track not like dreams that I can remember, but specifically dreams that I have about my boyfriend, because I think it's hilarious to track that and see just how often I dream about him, because I usually remember my dreams every night. So it's kind of fun to see like what fraction of that is like about him, and it's really funny. So there were a lot this week. I also tracked new followers I got on Instagram, I think. This wasn't like per day, but I just checked off like how many new followers I had, so 5 this week. But my Instagram's been like booming ever since, so it's a lot more than that. I actually just reached 200 followers today as of filming this, so thank you if you're following me. It's so amazing to have so many people interested in my spreads and what I do for planning. So anything else for this week? Yeah, I left for North Carolina on Sunday. I think it was me and my mom who went to go visit my grandma and mom's sister, my Aunt Robin, and her cousins, or my cousins rather, her children, who are a lot older than me, so they're all like moved out and working and stuff. So yeah, now is this next week, which is the kit is called Travel by Happy Sticker Shop. Like, that name doesn't even sound familiar. It's like the only spread I've gotten from her. But I really love this kit. I love the art. It's like so clean, such nice design, perfect for this week of travel while I was in North Carolina. So this was the first weekly spread where I used Simply Gilded washi. This was a sample. Actually, all of the Simply Gilded washi I own right now is samples. I don't have any full rolls yet, but I will, believe me. It's like my next goal is to save up so I can buy some actual rolls. But yeah, so I had some empty space in here, and I was still trying to do no white space, so I had to fill it up with some washi. So this whole week I was in North Carolina, so did a lot of shopping. So it looks like we went to DSW and Michael's here, and then here we went dress shopping for my grandma for my cousin Kendall's wedding, which is June of this year, I think, June 29th. I got my dress later when I went back home to my parents' house, but here we were shopping for my grandma's dress, so that was really fun. She was really excited about that. We did find a nice one for her and some accessories to go with it, so she was prepared for that. We saw the Christopher Robin movie, which was incredibly true to the books, or at least the first book, which I read the next day after we went book shopping. I got tons of books, actually 8, which isn't tons, but it was a lot. The Book Warehouse has like really great sales. But yeah, so I had to read the book after to like compare it to the movie, and it was like almost word for word exactly like the book, but I didn't really like it because it was different from the original 2D animations that I kind of grew up watching. I'm obsessed with Winnie the Pooh original animation. Which is not like this. This is kind of like darker and more real, and I didn't like it as much. Just didn't have the same nostalgic, magical feel. It was still a good movie, but I just didn't like it as much. So then the last thing that happened this week was, well, first of all, I went home on Thursday, and then Friday we got a new kitten. So his name is Brody. He is a huge troublemaker. We got him at like 1 month old, and so he's still in his like kitten phase, and he has broken almost every single thing in our house, chewed on everything, scratched everything. He is just a little terror, but he's the most adorable kitten in the world. I might actually put a picture of him in this video right now so you can see probably both my cats, because I have one picture of both of them that I really like. My older cat, whose name is Skitters, and Brody the kitten. So yeah, they get along pretty well, but he is just a menace. But I mean, all kittens are, so it was really fun to get to go get him and spend some time with him before I moved out. And then also I saw Crazy Rich Asians this week, which was really good. Highly recommend that movie. Next is this kit, which is called Wings from La La Land Studio. I think it's Studio. I'm having a moment of doubt whether that's the actual name of the shop. I know it's La La Land. So this was a freebie kit, and it was really nice. It was the first kit that I've used that kind of just has like patterned elements instead of like actual photos for the full boxes, but I really like how it looks. I love the color scheme. So what happened here, I had my 1 month anniversary of dating my boyfriend on the 20th. Right now we just passed 6 months as of filming this, and that's like definitely the longest I've been with somebody, so it's really exciting. And yeah, I have a feeling we're going to be together a very long time. But yeah, so that was really, really sweet, and I had to mark that down. This week I did lots of reading and cooking. Yeah, made some waffles apparently. I do love my waffles. Did some more baking and cooking over here. And I watched more of The Office this week. I actually may have started watching it this week, I don't know. But I like binged the entire show in these next few weeks, or maybe like a month. But yeah, I got really into that. It's like my favorite live action show. All right, so moving into September, this is my September notes page, which is called Birthday Notes from Design Lovely Studio because it is my birthday month. I meant to go back and fill in the rest of this later after the month had passed, but it's a notes page and nobody remembers those. I never actually filled it out, and I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to leave it. Yeah, and I plan to like track everything too, which I did not. So this was back when I still had plans to get a job in New York City and move there, which obviously never happened, but I did apply, so I tried. I'm not too disappointed about it because I don't really want to live in New York City anyway, although I'm living now in California, which is not much better rent-wise, but it's definitely a much easier place to live in like a beach town rather than the big city. So this is my September monthly. This month was Harry Potter month, so I did a Harry Potter themed spread every week, and this started with the Planner Magic kit by Scribble Prints Co. for the monthly kit. Like I said, my birthday was on the 17th, and yeah, just a lot of job hunting stuff going on this month. Not much else. I did a lot of research on New York City, which I'm sure will come in handy when I visit there. Used some washi to mark. What trip was that even? Was that North Carolina? Or was that Fayetteville? We'll find out. All right, so that was the monthly. Oh, it was the Fayetteville, yep. So, first week of September, I used the Planner Magic Blue, which is basically Ravenclaw kit from Scribble Prints Co. As you can see, my meals were very varied this week because I went to Fayetteville to visit my friend who used to live in the Woodlands with me, but he moved for his job. So Fayetteville, Arkansas, and we had to eat out at a lot of the best places there. So we had Mexican food, Brazilian food, Chinese food, a lot of burgers, pasta, Italian food. We had a lot, and we did a lot. So I definitely made good use of my time there. We went to some museums, the Walmart Museum, because Fayetteville is near Bentonville, which is the original Walmart location. So we saw the museum there, which was really cool. We went to the Crystal Bridges Museum, which is an art museum. Let's see, did lots of walking. We went to the bookstore multiple times, and I did get a bunch of books that I had to like ship back to myself because it was so many I couldn't carry them back. We did some hiking around Lake Fayetteville. We went to the Botanical Gardens, which was really fun, really pretty. We walked around the University of Arkansas campus. Back to the bookstore, did some shopping in Eureka Springs, which was a little bit of a drive north up into the hilly mountain region. And then I flew home here after going to the farmer's market in Fayetteville. Let's see. So then the next day on Sunday we went to Galveston, which is a tiny bit of a drive, but I love it because they have this amazing candy shop there. So I got me some candy and did some, oops, sorry, completely dropped my phone off the tripod. Anyway, so we did some more shopping in Galveston, and I think I got some nice brooches for myself to wear. Alrighty, so next is this weekly kit called H Express from Plannerology Studio. And this is the first spread that I've done kind of in this format. I don't continue using this format, which is the full boxes all at the top and then the checklist below that and then just everything else at the bottom. I think I did it once more, but yeah, I just wanted to try it out. I might do it again if I go back to no white space planning, but I just wanted to experiment with it, and I do like how it looks. So what happened this week, I started watching the Harry Potter movies. So I watched Harry Potter 1 this week. Because I decided instead of rereading all the books for Harry Potter month, I was just going to do the movies because it would be easier. And I've reread the books pretty recently, so it's not quite time for me to reread them again yet. I watched a ton of other movies this week. I watched El Dorado for the first time. Or I guess it's called The Road to El Dorado. I don't know. It's really good. I love it. What other? I watched Mrs. Frisbee and the Rats of Nim, which is a really, really cute animated movie, and I read the book too, which I bought, I think, in Fayetteville. It's one of the ones I got there. So I had to watch the movie, which I had seen first. I highly recommend it, even though it's for kids. I watch a lot of kids stuff. And then me and my family went out to see the movie Alpha, which was in theaters. It was about, like, the first time that, like, wolves became domesticated, and I guess turned into dogs all those thousands of years ago. And it was really, I liked it. I like those types of movies, even though I'm not a huge fan of dogs. Wolves are kind of different, so that was a really good movie. And I also kind of just realized this week that my handwriting up until this point has been kind of terrible. Like, this was before I actually started doing nice handwriting in my spreads. So this is just kind of like my normal handwriting here, but you will see it will improve. Okay. So the next is the kit Wise from the Prairie Planner. Another Ravenclaw kit. I kind of like alternated between Ravenclaw, generic Harry Potter, Ravenclaw, and you'll see it'll go on alternating. I really love this one. I love all of them. So this week I had a LASIK appointment. I don't remember if this was like just my pre-appointment or like actually getting LASIK. But yeah, I got LASIK around this time, so I don't have to like pay for contact lenses anymore, which is so great. My eyes are perfect and probably the best purchases I've ever made. Started counting down for my birthday, which is the next week. I watched Harry Potter 2 and Harry Potter 3 this week. Harry Potter 3 is like one of my favorites, tied with Harry Potter 6. And I did some applying for jobs, and I began pet sitting a dog named Clyde, who was unfortunately no longer with us, but he was really easy and fun to pet sit. So next week after that is just another generic Harry Potter spread. It's called Harry Potter by La La Land. And this is the day of my 22nd birthday. Really exciting there. I was pet sitting at this time outside of my own house, so I celebrated by going out to dinner with my parents that night. I watched Harry Potter 4 and 5 this week. 5 is the worst one, I'm just going to say that. Worst book, worst movie. Really hate it. And it's funny because it's the longest book, so it's like you get 800 pages of terrible angst. Not a huge fan. So I got some new books for my birthday this week, which was really great. And I played a lot of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, which is the app version of like Animal Crossing, and some Minecraft too. So it was a big video game week. I actually started playing Animal Crossing Pocket Camp the week before. But yeah, I got really into it this week. Alrighty, so then this last week is another Ravenclaw week. So this kit is Aparicium by the Glitter Mama. So what happened this week? So this is the week that I started thinking about moving to South Carolina, and not South Carolina, why did I say that? I have abbreviated in my notes SC, which seems like South Carolina, but it's actually Santa Cruz. So this is the week I started thinking about moving to Santa Cruz, California, because my friend Alex, who is now my roommate, invited me to, just to kind of help alleviate him and his 4 roommates with rent. But like, I wanted a place to go. I was ready to move out, and I knew that there was a low chance that New York City would work out, so I needed to move somewhere. So took this opportunity, and I'm so glad I did. But I started researching that this week. I was doing some pet sitting for Roxy again, and I also got sick while I was there. This is probably the sickest I've been in my life. Again, wasn't sure whether it was like the flu or whatever it was. the flu or strep. It like had symptoms of strep and the flu, but like I tested negative for strep, but I had like all the throat spots and everything, but it felt like the flu, and I had like a fever and chills, and it was terrible for that to happen while I was pet sitting. But thankfully Roxy doesn't require much. All I really missed out on was walking her a few days, and she was sad about that, but when I got better, she perked right back up again. So I watched Harry Potter 6 this week too, and Shrek 4 when I was feeling sick and it was on TV, and I was like, I deserve this. Not my favorite Shrek movie. I like the other 3 better. I actually like the first one and the third one the best, I think. But it's still a good one. Alrighty, so moving on to, I stopped doing my notes pages in October. I don't think I actually wrote down what kit I used for the October monthly, but it is by Plannerology Studio. It was probably one of her freebies. Lots of washi this week to mark lots of pet sitting. So yeah, I did more pet sitting for Roxy, and then Clyde again. So I had lots of repeat bookings for them, and not too much happened this month, I don't think, other than just tons of pet sitting. I started printing off inventory for my shop in anticipation of the launch, which was pretty recent, the launch of physical listings rather. And yeah, Halloween happened, which is also my parents' anniversary. So the first October spread, I began to get into fall kits. So this kit is called either Hello Fall or Happy Fall from Uncommon Plans. I'm not entirely sure what the name was, but it's one of those two. And this was the second spread that I did in this format with the full boxes at the top and the checklists. And I really like it, how it looks. I like the colors. Played a lot of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp this week. Let me see. Took a lot of naps because I was sick. I had a doctor's appointment to try to figure out what it was. Inconclusive. Let's see. What did I do? Watched Monsters, Inc. I guess I was on like an animated kick for these weeks. But yeah. That was really good. Did I watch that in anticipation of Monsters University coming out? I don't even remember when it came out. Maybe I just watched it to watch it. I don't know. So I did that. I did lots of reading, and I came home on Sunday from pet sitting. I think by then I was mostly feeling better. So then this week is Fall Time Hamptons by Isha B. Prince. Let's see. Placed a couple orders this week. My first orders from Simply a Mess and Happy Dea. What else? So I watched some more movies. So we went out to see the house with a clock on its walls, which I thought was pretty good. Could have been better, but it was pretty good. Drew some stickers. Also, I watched Atlantis on my own, which I really do like. It's a very underrated movie. Like Atlantis and Treasure Planet are like 2 super underrated movies from Disney. So what else happened this week? Let me find it in my notes. Yeah, I did some more designing of stickers. I did some baking, and I actually cut my hair, which I do so rarely, like once or twice a year. I just trim off the ends. I don't go to get it actually cut because they take off way too much, and I kind of like my hair long. It doesn't like grow super long. It like reaches a certain point when then it stops growing, but I do trim off my split ends every now and then, because it's supposed to keep your hair healthier. So I just do that. Also this week you will start to see an improvement in my handwriting. I started doing a combination of like capitals and like all uppercase and then some cursive. This isn't like its final form, but it's definitely an improvement. I think the final form happens when I start doing white space. But yeah, I really love this kit. The colors, the patterns, yeah, I'm all about that. So then, I just flung one of my paper clips. Anyway, this kit is leftovers that somebody sent me as Happy Mail. I don't know what shop it's from or what kit it is, but this is what it looks like. For bottom washi, I had to use some of my Simply Gilded samples because I didn't have any of that, and the rest I just kind of filled in with stickers from my own shop. So watched some more movies this week. The Atlantis sequel, which was not nearly as good as the first one and was actually really bad. It was like a series of skits from different mythologies with the Atlantis characters. Do not recommend. Let me see, my boyfriend randomly sent me this Yonanas thing, which is like you can make ice cream out of frozen bananas, which is actually really cool and I like it. I used it once and it worked out pretty well, but I left it at my parents' house when I moved, so I won't get to experiment with it until I move again to move in with my boyfriend. Should be late this year or early next year. What else? I finally got back to watching Harry Potter, so I watched Harry Potter 7 Part 1 this week. Did more pet sitting for Clyde. Let's see, I drew some stickers this week and designed some. I booked my rental car for the move because like by now I had decided I was definitely going to move to Santa Cruz. And the last thing was I got my request in for Happy Dea to draw a request sticker for me. She only took like the first, 30 or something on Facebook or whatever. Or maybe it was 20 on Facebook, 30 on Instagram. But yeah, I made sure like I was there on the dot. So she drew some snake stickers for me, which I am holding on to for when I get my snake, which will be after I move again. So I can't wait for that because they're really cute. And I'm so glad I got that. Happy Day is one of my top favorite shops. I just placed a huge order from her, so you will see. I know I said in the end of my last haul that like I wasn't ordering too much, but I lied. I placed 6 orders from shops that should come in probably in a long time because a lot of them were from Canada and overseas. Like I don't think I bought any domestic shops except for Scribble Prince Co. But yeah, so the next haul is also going to be huge. Plot twist. Because like last Friday, everyone had sales and new releases, and I was all about that. So yeah, I lied. The next haul is going to be huge. Okay, so then moving on to the next week. This is the kit called Peacock by La La Land again. I love this kit. This is the first kit I used glossy paper for. I finally started printing my kits on glossy paper instead of removable matte, and I just love the way this looks. Love the color scheme. I'm all about this. I love the art. It's perfect. So this week I tracked both of my allergies. Instead of doing no gluten and dreams, I did no gluten and no dairy. They're technically not allergies, they're like intolerances, so I can have it as long as I choose to suffer the side effects, which aren't like super terrible. But yeah, so I did pretty well on not eating those things except for the weekend when I guess I just went ham. But I'm not even sure if there was like a reason I went ham. I just did. But yeah, other than that, I was pretty good. Oh yeah, well, pizza definitely wouldn't help. Yeah, I've definitely started being addicted to pizza lately. So what else happened? I watched Harry Potter 7 Part 2 this week, finishing up my rewatching of all the movies. I wasn't a big fan of the last two. The first one was like awful. The Part 2 was like a little better. But come on, we all know. We all know that Harry Potter 7 movies. Book was better. I think the book is one of my favorite Harry Potter books. Number 7. So it was a very rainy week, so I started using my weather trackers. And then it finally got sunny, so I had to put that in too. And I was pet sitting Roxy this week again. There she is. It may have been my last time pet sitting her. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, so then that's all for this week. Let's move into the next one. Again, no notes page for November. November monthly was called Fall Treasures by Planerology Studio, another freebie. I really love this. I got to use my Fall Leaves washi from Michael's, which was really cheap. And you'll see I have a lot of random holiday stickers, or like wacky holiday stickers from Once More with Love, because those came in a super oops order and I just had to put them in retrospect. So this isn't actually like in my Plan With Me video or on Instagram, but this is how it looks now. And a lot of them are kind of cut off, but like, I don't care. I had to put them in. Like, I knew what I was getting into when I wanted super oops. So, this month, what happened? Oh yeah, I went to Indiana to visit my boyfriend. I moved at the very beginning of November. I think the 4th was when I arrived in Santa Cruz and officially moved in. And, oh yeah, Thanksgiving, obviously. I road tripped to LA with Alex to stay with Alex's parents and have Thanksgiving with them, which was really fun. So yeah, very, very full month this month, mostly in part to the wacky holidays. So thanks Once More with Love. Thanks, Merg. All right, so this is Halloween week. Last week of October, first week of November. This kit is called Haunted by Scribble Prints Co. I tend to go with her kits for major holidays, in case you haven't noticed. Like, I think this is the first time I start doing that, but I really love the way it looks. Because, like, I don't really celebrate Halloween, so Halloween was on Wednesday. The only thing I really did was watch some Halloween movies, so I did that the day before. I watched The Night Before Christmas, and then I watched Sleepy Hollow, I think for the first time on Halloween night. My parents were out celebrating their anniversary, so not too much went on. We live in an old people neighborhood, or at least my parents do now, not me since I moved out. But yeah, so there weren't like kids coming door to door trick-or-treating or anything. So yeah, I just binged on candy and watched a movie, which is my ideal way to spend Halloween. So let me see, I had my last dinner with my grandma before I moved on Monday evening. I started packing for my trip, and then we started the road trip. We actually drove up, my dad and I drove up, and that was my move. Instead of like flying and shipping all my stuff, we fit all my stuff in our rental car and just drove there. So we drove through all of Texas, not all of it, but like most of it. And then, which took forever. That took like almost the whole day. And then some of New Mexico, and then Arizona, and we stayed in Arizona overnight, I think. And then we drove through California all the way up to Santa Cruz, which is just below San Francisco, on Saturday. So maybe we arrived so Saturday we arrived. We made it in 2 days, which was great. And then Sunday was my first full day there, so I went grocery shopping right away, of course. I don't know why I played piano here. I must have done it earlier in the week, but didn't have room to fit it, because I don't have a piano here, but my parents do. So, so yeah, that is all of Halloween week. And this is the week that I went to visit my boyfriend's in Indiana. I just realized the light is like causing a really annoying glare. Yeah, it's just going to be stuck like that because my stickers are glossy. So this kit is Autumn Lane by Scribble Prints Co. I think I got the mini kit. Yeah, I think this is the mini kit version. I liked it a lot when I got it. I'm not a huge fan of it now. I just think these colors are a little weird, a little off. But I liked the full boxes and the clip art and like this couple box and like this double box scene. So it seemed like a good thing to use for the week that I visited my boyfriend, because it was fall and we did a lot of typical fall things. We watched a lot of movies and shows this week because like we get into a lot of the same stuff and we like doing that. We watched Letterkenny, which is like one of his favorite shows. It's a Canadian like comedy show. It's really good. I recommend it. So we went to the mall one day. It's a really big mall in Indianapolis. watched a movie. We went and got donuts and popcorn, which was really fun. We did a lot of walking around. We went to the Indiana State Museum, which was really fun. We're big museum people, as you can tell. We ordered pizza on Friday, which was excellent because I'm so addicted to pizza now. Did more shopping. Started our dinner dates. We did a lot while I was there. A lot of fancy dinner dates. I bought some nice dresses to wear. Then we went out and saw Nutcracker in the Four Realms, which I thought was really good. I mean, we both liked it. It could have been longer, but it was good. I'm obsessed with anything the Nutcracker, so you're going to see a lot of that in my spreads. Did some hiking on Sunday with Joe, his roommate and best friend. It's funny, we're both like rooming with our best friends right now, but not each other. And then we went to his parents' house for dinner that night. It was my first time meeting his parents, and they were really nice, so that was a relief. And then we made drinks and popcorn that night and like watched a show with Joe. So that was a really fun day altogether. Oh yeah, this was like the first week I actually started doing some real white space. So instead of just the checklists, I was like actually writing stuff next to icons. But this wasn't like its final form yet, once again. So then this week is Fantastic Beasts themed. So the kit is Fantastic Beasts by Love to Plan 92. This week, obviously, I'm using that kit to mark that we saw Fantastic Beasts 2, which I thought was pretty bad. I think everyone did. I think anyone who was a fan of the first one and a fan of Harry Potter in general can agree it was not great. So, I mean, and we saw it on like the big screen too, like the IMAX screen at the museum. So I was ready for it to be like a big occasion, but just a disappointment. But oh well, can't win them all. I'm so glad I saw it. You have to do it once. So we had more dinner dates this week. I got to use my Fox and Cactus cat couple stickers, which I really love. So I use those a lot. Lunch dates, breakfast dates. Yeah, we ate out a lot. Watched more shows and movies. Watched Happy Feet before I left, because he hadn't seen it yet, and I had to make him see it because it was really good. Fancy dinner at Fogo do Chão, a Brazilian steakhouse. I love those. Churrascaria, actually, to be official about it. And we had dinner with his parents again on Tuesday night, and I used a Fox and Cactus girl with a bunch of cats on her because his parents have 2 cats, and they were really fun. What else? We went apple picking on Tuesday, but we kind of arrived too late in the season, so like there weren't any apples. But it was fun to drink apple cider and walk through an orchard and eat donuts. So we did all that. When I move up there, we'll have to go at an earlier time in the year. What else? Yeah, so then I came home on Saturday, which is really sad. Didn't want to leave, but it was a nice long trip, so eventually I won't ever have to leave because we'll be moving in together. So then, Thanksgiving week. So this kit is Give Thanks by La La Land. It's actually a freebie, but I just loved the colors and the art so much, and I was so glad that she provided it in freebie form, because I know that a lot of other shops use this clip art and like paid for it and everything, but I loved this one. So me and Alex road tripped to LA for Thanksgiving, and we spent it at his house. So we did a lot of preparing for it, like putting out tables and rearranging his whole backyard and stuff, because his parents have kind of a small house, but like they were hosting this year and his family is huge, so it was kind of tricky fitting everyone in, but we did, and we had a whole big feast of all the food, and that was really good. And we kind of did the same thing the next day. We ate all our leftovers for like kind of a Thanksgiving number 2 with some more of his family that came over that couldn't make it on actual Thanksgiving. We went out to see Bohemian Rhapsody with his parents, which was really good. I highly recommend it. I liked it a lot. It was very emotional. I started redesigning my website this week in preparation for launching it with physical sheets. And we road tripped home on Sunday so we could be back in time for school on Monday. So going into December, I don't have written down what this monthly one is either. It might be Bling Bling Planner, thinking about it, but I'm not 100% certain. But yeah, so this is December. Again, very busy week. I used a lot of deco this week to make up for all the empty days, but I used some candy cane washi to mark my trip back to the Woodlands for Christmas. A lot of birthdays this month, a lot of bills, a lot of Christmas shopping in general. I had to get a lot of gifts for my family and friends. So then the first week of December was I used this SpongeBob freebie kit from Uncommon Plans to kind of honor Steven Hillenburg, who was the creator of SpongeBob, who passed away this week. And what else? Yeah, so I did more website redesigning this week. Did some drawing for my shop. Played lots of video games, as usual. And started the Blogilates stretching challenge, which is right there. I'm still technically doing that. It was supposed to be every day of November, but I started late. I started in December, and it's now like the end of January, and I'm still only on day like 18 or something. So I'm doing it very slowly, but I'm working my way through it. I also got the flu again. It was kind of like a relapse from the first time I got the flu a few weeks prior, but yeah, it came. But I got my flu shot yesterday for the first time because my parents, I don't know, they're not like anti-vaxxers, but I guess they never felt the need to give me the flu shot. But since obviously I have a propensity to get the flu, even though I never get sick otherwise, I got my shot yesterday. So I'm vaccinated, should be good. I shouldn't get it again, hopefully. So then this next week is the first time I started my new layout, which I'm kind of going to keep. I really like it a lot. So this is complete white space. Handwriting's perfect. Yeah, everything just looks a lot better this week. So this is simply a mess kit, and this is like when I really fell in love with her shop and her kits. I've got so many stored up that I want to use. They're like $10 for like all of this stuff. And you can get add-ons of like glitter headers and other stuff, and date covers if you want, but like I don't really need them. So yeah, so I finished binging The Office this week. I didn't like bother to keep track of like how long it took me, but it must have been like 2 months or something, maybe more than that, probably more than that. But I finally finished watching that this week, which is why I'm using this World's Greatest Boss collection from Simply a Mess. So once I finished The Office, I started watching BoJack Horseman season 5 this week. One of my favorite shows. It's just the greatest adult cartoon ever. I started designing some B6 inserts, B6 rings inserts specifically, in anticipation of getting my new B6 rings planner, which I still have to do a video showing you how I've set it up. But yeah, I knew that my boyfriend would be getting me that for Christmas, so I designed some inserts for that. And I FaceTimed my parents, which we kind of do pretty regularly. We'll FaceTime or call. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this week. And then I finally started getting into Christmas spreads. So this is a Christmas photo kit from Bling Bling Planner. This week I finished printing stock for my shop so I could launch my new website. Ordered pizza this week, which was amazing. My boyfriend had like a free medium pizza that he like let me use, so I was so thankful for that. Me and Alex went to get ice cream at Marianne's, which is like the best ice cream place in Santa Cruz, so that was really amazing. I finally got my library card here because I do love to use the library. Finished watching BoJack Horseman and started watching Stranger Things this week. Stranger Things season 2, which I'm actually still trying to get through. I have a kit from Simply a Mess that I'm going to use to mark when I finish that, so I'm going to try to do that this week as I'm filming this. So then, I also started doing the half box and the sidebar, which is not an every week thing, but I was inspired by Jessica from J. Crew Plans to do that. So then this kit is the week before Christmas. It is Wonderful by Scribble Prints Co., one of my favorite photo kits I've ever seen. It's so beautiful. I used some foil in this kit, not a ton. The next week is like the first full foiled week, but I started like dipping my toes into the foil thing for this week. So I really love this. Super beautiful. So yeah, this week I flew to the Woodlands to spend 2 weeks at my parents' house for Christmas. So I was reunited with my cats that night. So of course I had to use a sticker to mark that. My crazy cats. Had dinner with my grandma the next day. And I drew her for Secret Santa. This was the first year I was entered in Secret Santa because I moved out. So how this side of our family, my dad's side, does it is that everyone only has to, all the adults only have to give a gift to one person, whoever they draw in Secret Santa, instead of getting some for everyone because our family is huge. The kids, everyone just gets stuff for the kids, but now I'm an adult, so I drew my grandma Cindy, and I'm so glad I did because it was really easy to put together a gift basket for her with tons of things that she likes. It was kind of like a wine themed basket, so there was like wine and chocolate and nuts and all kinds of great stuff, and she really loved it. So I prepared that for her this week. I did a lot of baking, baked loads of cookies. We made 2 enormous batches of cookies, chocolate chip and snickerdoodle, and they were so good. We managed to finish them before I left, which was a miracle, but we also gifted some away to other people who had parties as like hostess gifts. So yeah, we did more Christmas shopping and just generic shopping. I watched a lot of Christmas movies. I had a movie marathon this day, and I watched some before that too. Watched Frosty the Snowman here. What else? Okay, so on Saturday, we went down to Houston to my aunt's house, and we went to her kind of like fitness club or whatever. I don't think it's like a country club, but it's just some kind of club where they have a lazy river, and they had put up a bunch of Christmas lights around it and like displays and animatronics and music, and we went down the lazy river and watched that, and it was so fun. And then on Sunday, we went to watch the Nutcracker live in movie theaters. So it was like the Bolshoi Ballet, but they were streaming it live to our movie theater, which we kind of do almost every year. So it's much cheaper than getting tickets to the actual ballet, but I want to start doing that as my own tradition every year after this. But yeah, it was really fun to see that. So yeah, that was everything for this week. And then the last week is the kit is called Santa Baby. It's by Scribble Prints Co., and this was my first like fully foiled week. So I've got all the glitter headers and the full box overlays and the photo corners, the date dots up here, and I used some foiled icons too. So I really love that. I haven't been able to do that since because I used up like most of my foil doing this, but I wanted to because it worked perfectly with this kit. So it's another holiday kit that I got from Scribble Prints Co. It was perfect. So we did more baking this week, a lot of breakfast baking, and had a holiday party on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas, obviously we opened presents. I watched The Polar Express that evening, which is my favorite Christmas movie, and I have to watch it every year. Went to my aunt's house up in Houston for Christmas dinner that night, and she had some more family and friends over, as usual. So that was super fun. We made some food to bring to. Did more shopping the next days. What else? We went to see Potted Potter, which was like a comedy show. These 2 guys do a parody of all 7 Harry Potter books in 70 minutes. It was hilarious and amazing, and I totally recommend it. Let's see, so I played Mahjong with my mom and grandma and her friends. Yeah, because my grandma Alice came to visit this week too. I think she came on Christmas Eve. So yeah, we played Mahjong with her, and it was like my first time playing in a long time. I had only learned like 2 months prior, just that one time. So this was my first time like actually playing, and I won like 3 times out of like 6. So I got really lucky. I was really happy about that. So then we had a dinner party on Sunday evening. We had my aunt, who lives up in Houston. She and my cousins came down for dinner that night, and my grandma too. So yeah, and I did some crafting that evening. But yeah, so I finished up my Christmas countdown, which I forgot to mention I had been doing through here, and then started my New Year's countdown. But this is the last week of December, so this is the last spread of this flip through. Now it turned out kind of long, longer than I expected, but I tried to be like really in depth and stuff, and it is for like half of the entire year. I didn't split it up. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, share, that would be amazing, and I will see you in my next video. Ciao!